Hello, this is Gerald van Was. It is in fact much more easy to understand a word like SOK, why these letters are chosen, than to really design it well and to explain it well. But I will try to do that because it is also starting with a letter that is from the third category of three categories of focuses of letters. Every letter is a specific kind of focus, in which the first 9 letters are very physical focuses in space. The next 9 letters are about directions that you can still find. And the last couple of records are those who almost are at the extension of what we see. They are quite far away, they're a bit fake, and they're also quite you have quite a lot of variations that you can have. So you have to know very well, what do we really have as a formula, as a form, as a range, and so on. That makes it a bit more difficult to define, but that's how they also are definitions from these kind of positions. And let's focus a little bit more before I will explain SOK, which you can see here. It is, you start from that frame where you have quite a lot of variations at the outside, goes towards the environment in which something is broken in the form, and that makes the SOK. So basically you can understand it, but how do we design it? We have to figure it out to make it a bit more possible. But first I will explain this last category a little bit better. It is like all these values of a faraway distance where you have an influence that you try to sense. This influence is a range within a frame, a range of movements within a frame. But we can define them a bit better, so you have them here in its right order. But let's also define them a little bit, that you understand them, how this feedback balance actually also tells us something. So you have these horizontal, vertical, diagonals also in this region. They are an influence there, and they refer to actually our mindset. So this whole circle is like, this is the thing that we can still understand, we can still grasp, but the frame itself is already a little bit larger. It could be saying also like maybe we already crossing our understandings. In Q, for instance, we start from the reality which is in our frame, but it's already, the reality is already smaller than the frame that we take. So we have to look for actually what is actually the reality that we do not know, but that we can realize then at that point. So that's the Q. The V will move actually towards the things that are available in that reality. The G will go and figure out what is that reality. We are maybe we only understand it partially, so let's figure it out and let's go towards it. He, H, and R are actually within our scope of reality. We have it. It is within our control, and so we can establish it actually very well. So that means the feedback there is quite positive, because what we do, what we experience is from the same level. Who is breaking apart, so that means that the reality that we have is not there. So the frame that we are using is not there in reality, so that's the negative part as well. Hu is that an unknown reality will be sensed and will be accessed to, will be accessible. So we will have an access point that we will be able to find the way to really to find a global, a general set of rules, and the S is that influence. that we will experience in our reality, which we also frame there. That's the where you can have that S. You can see the S at the point at the right. So our frame of experience is even bigger than what we can use in our reality. But that's the thing. That is the last letter also, and it is quite difficult to define it, because it's really the outer range of everything that we can experience, will experience, and that will be our reality. So I have here the bit of definitions. So the E from outside context to a new idea, the S an outside influence, let's say, the who it does not fit within our range, the he it fits within our range, it's within our possibilities, R it's within our goals, the V it will include into our abilities, the Q I will compare it to our abilities, and G I will connect it to our abilities. I will be able to define them slightly different as well, but it's not the focus from this video. I will focus mostly on the S, so I will have to take the S. So the S is this. Yeah, the circle is the reality. So it will have an effect on our reality. We have to try to see what's the range in the first image. What is the direct influence, and what's the inner influence as well? It is a whole range of movements, of vibrations. It can be a lot of things, and that's one of the most vague ideas as well, the S, but I can't do it better than this one, at least not so far. It will have always a variation from the outside to the inside, and it will have a certain movement. If you have a form, okay, it will also be at the outside. Yeah, it will fit to what we have. That's more I can't say really. But the next letter is O. The SOK will have the O. So the O is all about movements. It's the starting point of movements, where the movements are already there. It's a reality. There's some movements there. There's some changes there. So you have actually you move towards it. You're something there in the environment. So it's actually that part. Which the first part is actually the space, the second part is our environment, where we all have all the changes in the movement, and then the borders and the limits and so on. So here we start within this environment where we have all the changes. So the O we start to follow and follow up actually. Yeah, the form that we have done in this case, of the changes that we have, we just apply it, and we go to it like with the O. That's how you have to see it. Okay, still vague in this point. You have this outer shell in a way. With the S, you have the O. You go towards it. So you go towards an outer shell. That's all what we have so far. And of course here I will have also this outer layer, because we will, with O we have also about this outer layer of environment where the timings are. That's here, where everything is timed and where all the movements and changes can happen. So I will emphasize that as the outer borders with the S. I go to the O, also the outer borders actually, and I will make it a breaking point, the C. With the Dutch word it's only with the K, it's just that breaking point. So the O goes forward, it goes towards it, and then with the K it breaks it. So that is actually where we have that point of this outer shell, where we go into it or go towards it, and where we also have a breaking point. So basically that's how we perform with our feet towards the SOK. That's what we will do. It's that mindset which is recognizable there. And that's why this form also of course will fit to the feet and will fit to that breaking point, and this outer shell is also recognizable. The C and K, the C is emphasizing on the last in a physical way to the borders of where you will land in the end, in the breaking point. You will have also these kinds of borders which are emphasized so that you will see, okay, that's my focus, that's what my physical focus is. That's where the ending is, also where the ending of the SOK is. So basically you can recognize it. You can have the S, the O and the K. Basically it is quite recognizable. So where the O is that place around the physical reality, which is A. So O is this part. The A is then actually the feet. The feet will be the physical object, which will go to this environmental space where the movements can be performed in it. So in this outside experience, we will go into this. In this case, it will be hollow. There is no thing in it beforehand. We will go towards it. We will time it. We will go towards it, and we will go. And we will also follow that breaking point until that border. So yes, it is important. It is understandable. So you have the SO, and then at a certain point from the borders onward as well, you have the SOK, so that you can actually, where everything is, where you just not just go towards it, you also press yourself in. It will have to adapt. This pressing in is actually from the outer borders to go towards the inner borders until it is you go to the small point of K. Is almost like a sucking in. So the SOK and suck, these words are related. They are easily associated with each other, and actually they should match as well. What do we have as SOK as word? When I look it up via Google, it says we have a couple of words which mean SOK. It's a Cambodian name which means well or peaceful. I'm not sure how that can fit, because it is really finding a way in, and finding also a way to almost press something out, so that you can have, okay, this is my limit, this is where I will fit in, this is where I will fit in the container. For the Polish word of juice, yes, this also still fits quite well. And SOK we know, of course, as well. Why it is an Indonesian term for pretentious, I don't know, because it gives it a possibility to fit in, to be pressed in, and then even have keep yourself contained in it. So in that way, that pretentiousness, I have to see at the language where it is used, how it is used, and what are the connotations. But I can understand that this could be used into that direction. But we know, of course, you also have this sucking in, so you have this pressing in from the outside in borders towards that point where it is a breaking point, this sucking in, and at the end, even the elements, some elements that can come out and really fill it in, and again, is also quite understandable. Also for the juice, by the way, is quite understandable. So this sound, it means there is an incompleteness that has to be filled in. So even there, you have this it is filling in for the elements that are not complete yet. So you follow the elements that are not complete and you gradually fill it in. That's the U sound of the in the very basic, but that's why it still fits to that as small as possible. You go from the large sense S to the small point K, and it's sucked in there. It wasn't an easy, a very easy word, but I think I will do some more with the letter S, just to give me also a bit more experience. How shall I use it? Because it's such a very distant a letter in the end of the system which almost says like, yeah, this is really at the outer borders, it's the end last effects, it's the end effects, it's really up here. But it doesn't say much about positions because it's quite free and how to interpret it. It doesn't say much about directions, also there it will just fill in, and that makes it not easy to understand it. So it is okay, but to really fill it in, it's not meant to be have too much of a fixed frame of a fixed form of in space, or a fixed direction in time. No, this is about context. Understand the context, see how the things hang together, see the range, how it from where to where it is, and you still understand it. So in this case, with letters from that position, it's much more to understand them immediately, intuitively, than actually have almost a proof for it. Oh yeah, it's that, and it's just that, and not much more than that. Now it always keeps itself slightly vague, but doesn't mean that we cannot work with it. If it's just say outside, yeah, an outside frame, an outside shell, it's understandable. Which form does that shell have? It fits to the next words, and that's how SOK goes to oh, and then with this breaking point, yeah, okay, it fits well enough. Thanks again for watching. Thanks.